We're good?
Welcome to the Tale of Two Smitties. We're Cody, Laura, and Raleigh. This past year, we completed our Skoolie bus conversion, turning a school bus into a tiny home on wheels. Subscribe and come along for the ride as we travel the country in TOTS the Bus.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Tale of Two Smitties. Today we're going to look at our electrical system and we're going to review the entire thing so you can see what we've got in TOTS. We're currently camping in, or at least near, Sequoia National Forest, and we're staying right on Lake Isabella, which is about an hour east of Bakersfield. So the last couple weeks we have shown you the installation of our solar panels, the rack, the panels, a little bit of the electrical. So this week we want to walk you through the entire electrical system. So click the thumbs up to give this video a like, and if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. We put out a video almost every Sunday. So this is going to be a high-level overview of the system, the setup, and the individual items. We're not going to get into the details of designing a custom electrical system because that's not my area of expertise. However, this system was designed by a qualified person, and I can walk you through exactly what we have. To be clear, this is a giant disclaimer. I am not an electrician. So you are catching us at the end of a long week of frustration, struggle, and failure, mostly on my part. And for a number of reasons, it is not done. Mainly because I don't know how to do stuff. However, if you feel like you'd benefit from seeing exactly what we've done and what we've got installed, then this video is perfect for you. If 1,300 watts of solar and 400 to 600 amp hours of battery storage seem like enough for you, and they certainly are for us, then you can copy this system exactly. We'll be making a schematic available for just a few bucks on our website. It'll have exact wire and lug sizes, and it'll be linked in the description as soon as it's available. We'll also be making available a schematic of the solar panel rack that we installed on the roof. So if you're looking for a good way to install your panels on the roof, we can show you what we did. And we'll have a floor plan of our bus kind of in its entire setup if you want to check that out as well. Our goal in spending the hours creating these schematics is simply just to save you time, especially if you're relatively inexperienced in off-grid electrical like I was. So how is TOTS powered? Well, TOTS is able to charge his battery bank 3 different ways. Well, technically 2 at the moment because we haven't done the third one yet. But the first and primary way to charge is with our solar panels. So we have 4 panels, each capable of producing 320 watts of solar power for a grand total of 1280, so 1,280 watts. These are brand new Renogy panels. You can find a link to them in the description below, along with all of the other items that we're going to cover today. So our panels are wired in series parallel, meaning that each pair is wired in series. So the negative of one panel is connected to the positive of the other panel, which increases the voltage. And then the 2 pairs are wired in parallel. We use 10 gauge wire for the solar panels. Make sure that the wire you use is acceptable for outdoor use and weather. So because we have those 2 in parallel, we use a 2-to-1 MC4 connector here, and those wires come in through the roof by way of a roof entry gland, which helps provide waterproofing around the hole in the roof. They do run down to a circuit breaker shutoff and then onto the MPPT charge controller. We used almost exclusively Victron Energy items in conjunction with our Battle Born batteries. We're super comfortable with the quality, and the Bluetooth capability is incredible. Our solar panel setup called for the 150-100 model, which means it can handle 150 volts and 100 amps. The Victron Connect mobile app allows for connecting to the MPPT via Bluetooth so that we can monitor the solar power at all times. The second way we can power our system, including charging our battery bank, is through shore power or an outside power source coming in through the shore power inlet. So typically this would be like an electrical plug-in at a campground or another facility, or from our generator, which we have mounted on the cargo basket on the back of the bus. The generator really only becomes necessary if we don't have enough sun to charge via solar, or if we're running a lot of power for an extended period of time. For example, while the AC can run off-grid via the batteries, it does draw down our system fairly quickly. So if it's hot enough and we decide to run the AC for a longer period of time, then we can plug in the generator and have sufficient power. By the way, it's a great idea to have an external surge protector to prevent against damage due to a faulty power source. This is the one we use, and we'll link it in the description below. The shore power inlet is wired into the Victron Energy Multiplus 3000 watt inverter charger. This unit can take the AC power from the outside power source and convert it into DC power to charge the batteries. This is the charger part of the name, also called a converter. Conversely, it can take the DC power from our batteries and invert it into AC power like you have in your house. This allows us to run appliances and device chargers on traditional wall sockets. Inverters and converters are often separate units, but this inverter charger does both functions all in one unit. The third way we can charge batteries is via a DC to DC charger, which hasn't yet been installed, but it will allow the bus's alternator to charge our battery bank while we're driving. So because of how much driving we do, there could be plenty of opportunities to charge this way, especially if the sun isn't shining enough for solar power. This will be connected using Orion-Tr Smart DC to DC isolated. It's an adaptive 3-stage charger, again with Bluetooth capability. We have the 12 volt 30 amp model. Now, all of these are connected via the Lynx Distributor. The Lynx is a modular DC bus bar with locations for 4 DC fuses. It'll monitor the status of each fuse and indicate its condition with an LED light on the front. The Lynx Distributor connects the batteries to the rest of the system, solar, DC to DC charger, inverter, and distribution panel. Speaking of distribution panel, I was thrilled to be introduced to this WIFCO AC-DC distribution panel. It houses all of the AC circuit breakers and the DC fuses in one place. It can be configured for 50 amp or 30 amp AC distribution, and it has 15 available DC and 12 AC branch circuits. Okay, but what about the battery bank? I'm glad you asked. We currently have 4 Battle Born batteries, but the system is designed for up to 6. They are 100 amp hours each, and it is a 12 volt system, so these are 12 volt batteries. When choosing our batteries, it wasn't even close. Battle Born's lithium iron phosphate, which by the way looks like LiFePO4, were far and away the most consistently praised and recommended. Compared to lead acid and other lithium batteries, they offer a longer lifespan, no maintenance, they're extremely safe and lightweight, there's an improved discharge and charge efficiency, and much more. This system includes a BMV 712 Smart Battery Monitor, the newest in Victron's line of BMV battery monitors, and it displays the current battery charge or any other data that you select. It connects to the system via an Ethernet cable and a smart shunt. And that's it. That's our system. So it's perfectly sized for our needs, and it might be for yours too. But if you guys have any questions at all, please drop a comment below. Certainly our knowledge is limited outside the scope of this system, but a lot of research went into choosing this system, so I'd be happy to share what I know or what I learned, or where you can find more information.